yesterday, argued that it was majorly for these two reasons IBB maliciously prosecuted him, vowing to return to court. On whether he wants to prosecute General Babangida for something that happened during his time as military head of state, Falana added, and I quote, "I've assembled a team of lawyers. They are looking into it." And he goes on and on about the massive infringement of human rights during that particular period. So let's put this together. Kalu saying that Abiola should be recognized as one of those supporting this particular proposition, and Falana saying he has assembled lawyers against General.
Well, Kalu's submission is just a political talk.
A political talk?
Yeah, political talk. If today they recognize him as a past president, did they rule? Well, it will just mean, putting his picture there. And they are just doing what they are incapable of doing. You cannot mend that damages any longer. They would have done that when, the situation can be remedied. But now it's gone. But one thing remains. Abiola has been so honored, has been engraved in our own heart as our own president. Remember, when Ganifa Weme was alive, yes, they gave him that son or whatever, the senior advocate of Nigeria. And he said, look, I don't want. I'm a senior advocate of the masses. And to us, the ordinary man, yeah, he happened to be a senior advocate of the masses. And we put that above their own senior advocate of Nigeria. To us, Abiola remained our hero. He remained our president. But to them, doing that, they can't remedy it. The deed had been done. They have, On the other hand, yes, of course, Femi Falana has every reason to go to court because he suffered a whole lot of damages along with Ganifa Wemi, Baba Omojola, and the rest of them. So, if by admission, open admission, not just open, written admission by Babangida, that it was a kind of criminal lunacy, criminal conspiracy. And, to annul June 12 election. If he so admitted openly that it was an accessory to a capital crime, a crime of treason, then I think he should stand trial for that. In fact, not just for Ganifa Weme as a person, but we the people, we should go to court. Criminal case file never close. He has to stand trial because he has subverted our will. It's against the Constitution. Where is military in our Constitution? It's an incursion. And go and check out the moment they ruled, they virtually destroyed everything. And go and check our politics house today. In fact, they are the backbone of the Nigerian politics today. If you don't pay homage to them, okay, how many of the presidential aspirants that you see that doesn't go to hit up at Otta, hit up at Mina, Chatham House in London? They go to America and all those. So that is where the underground, the kitchen cabinet, that is where they are. So he has so admitted that he had conspired with some people. Even if he said, when he was not available, when he was at, I don't know, casino or wherever he claimed that he was, yes, he was still in charge. He was not there just as a figure of president. He was active, an active president. Then, of course, we know him now. So, when he came around, what did he do to that? I think he would have chosen the path of honor, either to resign, rather than to submit, rather than to concur. So, right. But the moment he chose to concur, had been a part. In fact, he was the one who communicated that to us in an open broadcast. So, everything he said has given us a green light as a people that if we choose not to go to court, then we are done for it. We shouldn't complain.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Away from that, let's come to this story. And one or two statement against the president, the presidency, this present administration. And, the APC government has also been, the presidency has also, knocked him over some statements and all. But what caught my attention on this particular one is the fact that Ribadu denies 2031 presidential bid. Presidency knocks El-Rufai. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, has denied nursing presidential ambition in 2031. That's 6 years from now. He also said, contrary to claims by the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai in his interview on Arise Television on Monday, he was too focused on the national assignment before him and would not allow distractions. The presidency also knocked El-Rufai for his comment and counseled him to stomach his resentment over President Bola Tinubu's decision to skip him for ministerial appointment in his cabinet. Speaking on Channels Television on Tuesday, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, said El-Rufai's grievance with the government stemmed from his exclusion from the ministerial list. El-Rufai, we recall in an interview on Monday, had accused Ribadu of being behind his ordeal because he saw him as an obstacle to his 2031 presidential ambition. These are huge claims, huge accusations coming from former Governor Nasir El-Rufai, and the fact that Ribadu is denying 2031 presidential bid.
Yeah, well, yes, that is power show, power tussle, power play, and that's how it go. Yes, President Bola, if I say used, and I stand by the word used, because it was on, I saw it myself, not as if I read it. I saw it when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to El-Rufai, because that man said that he's not likely to be a part of the election or whatever. He will just exercise a franchise. Immediately he leaves office, he's just traveling to go and study. But I saw him. He said, look, we are in this together. You cannot run away. In fact, after we would have done all this together, then that is when later you can now go and go back to the classroom and all that. We saw all those things. And Nasir El-Rufai confirmed that the reason why he concurred was because their discussion shows that the president wanted him to come and fix the electricity sector, which had remained, in fact, a kind of knotted issue in Nigerian, I don't know the reason why electricity is stronger than every one of us in this country. So we can't just fight electricity. So Bola Ige had been there, nothing happened. You can mention names now. So, but of course, he said, look, I think you'll be useful in this kind of regard. I said, okay, if that's the case, maybe I should just consider that and not that. So there was an agreement. There was an arrangement. But of course, Nasir El-Rufai said something. He said, look, it wasn't the National Assembly that denied me, what you call ministerial appointment. It was the president himself. Because if there had been what you call a kind of security concerns about Nasir El-Rufai, what are those security concerns? Who would have given the security tips to the National Assembly? Yeah, from the executive. So technically, he believed that it was the president. So now, I think that is it is from that angle people like Ononuga ought to talk, not just on flat election and political angle. So you have to talk from the angle of trust, breach of trust. You have to talk from the angle, well, basically, that's where they ought to address. But they won't do that. And now say, okay, baby talk because of 2031, because of this and all those stuff. He said another thing that was germane. He said that since this administration began, there hadn't been there had not been what you call the meeting of the National Working Committee of that political party. Did they get one? What they had yesterday was a caucus meeting. And it is caucus. No, the people must meet as a party. They need to chart the way forward. They need to assess the government they put in place. It is the name of that party that is at stake, not the name of the president, because the president represents the party. So, but of course, Ononuga had chosen no longer to be a communicator, but an information officer. There are two different things. They are two different things. So a propagandist. So what he says was more from the angle of propaganda than angle of technicalities. So which I don't enjoy at all. But of course, just like Barrister Noelle put, we are always in the election mode, even when we are supposed to govern. It is politics, politics, politics. And of course, politics is a good name. It's a good thing. But you know, we have demonized politics. So what they are playing today is not politics. It's a game of intrigue today, a game of show of shame, show of power, and all those stuff. So, well, I think between Nasir Rufai and the president, let them carry on, and let's see where everything ends.
Oh, let them carry on. All right, let's open the phone lines at this point. I have a couple of other stories I want us to look at, but because of time, let's just open the phone lines and listen to our dear listeners' views. 0705 500 1033, 0905 444 1033, 0705 500 1033, 0905 444 1033. Remember, you can also drop a comment on our Facebook page at I-FLIER 103.3 FM Live. At I-FLIER 103.3 FM Live. If you want to react to the stories this morning, feel free to also drop a comment on our Facebook page in case you can't reach us via the phone lines. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Auntie Esther.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, ma'am. My honorable sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my own pastor. How are you, sir?
Yes, I was fine, sir. I was so nice, sir.
Fine, thank you, sir.
I'm Pastor Odele. I'm speaking from Alatia.
It's good to have you, sir.
My dear honorable sir.
Yes, sir.
Do we even have politicians in Nigeria at all? Among the present crops of so-called politicians?
They know that we don't have. They themselves know that we don't have.
Okay, sir. Because I've been listening to you. You said that as Nigerians, we need to take our destiny by our own hands.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I can even listen to you when you were doing your analysis that elections were already rigged before the election day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What do we do? Look at the last election. We were all witness to what happened. People really went out to vote. But what happened later on at the end of the day? You see, you mentioned something at the later part of your analysis this morning that politics in Nigeria has been demonized.
Yeah.
That is where I will always end my own view. That in this country that we are today now, the only thing we need is divine intervention, I'm telling you. In the ages to come, if we keep on voting, another thing is to vote, another thing is for the vote to be counted. You see, we have people all court.
All right, sir.
The Nigerian politicians have formed court. So they know what they are doing. The only thing that can rescue us from their hands is to call upon God. God knows how He will intervene. Good morning.
Yes. Thank you very much, Pastor Adele. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, my evangelist. Yes,
I'm doing fine. You're welcome.
Hello, my honorable sir.
Yes, sir. I'm with you, sir.
I like your analysis today.
Thank you.
By the grace of God, the fountain of your knowledge will not expire in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I am Evangelist Solataiwo from Bikwaraba. Are we not doomed with those revelations by Jonathan and Dega? Should we forget about good leaders? Because the elections are already rigged before we vote. What are we saying, sir?
Yeah.
We should forget about good leaders.
And we need to stand up and fight that.
How do we stand up?
Yes. Now the thing is
the election is already rigged before we vote.
Yes, and I'm just giving a tip that we need to stand on the legislative arm of government to do something. We need to rework our electoral act. We need to give legitimacy to IREF and all those electronic voting because it prevents rigging in a whole lot of ways. And not only that, we need to also come out and exercise our franchise. Nobody should sit at home if you are an eligible voter.
All right, thank you very much. I hope Honorable has answered your question, Evangelist Solataiwo. Let's go pay a bill. We'll come back to take more calls and take your reactions.
My people, me and you don't get electricity wahala again. Oh, I see solar don't make and they easy kulele. With this new kind of bonga easy life solar product, we then just carry land with the multi for Ibadan. With this them powerful solar kits, we they for different sizes, original power stations like a 200 watts, 300 watts, 600 watts. With the inverter embedded solar kit, we get 6 brighter bulbs, an attractive solar radio within charging points. Una fit take you charge your phones, correct solar freezer, different lithium batteries, tabular batteries, portable Android projector, different solar inverters, electric motorbike, we sharp as we they sell, we they install. And also we they repair power solar.net for Instagram plus TikTok OIC Solar 1 Tulu 081 0502 0388. Better light don't come.
Yes, welcome back. You're still on to Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ibadan. And we're taking your calls. 0705 500 1033 0905 444 1033. Hello, you're welcome.
Evangelist again.
All right,
okay,
sir.
All right, sir. Yes, sir. Votes.
Hello.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning. You're welcome.
Hello.
You're welcome, sir.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you loud and clear.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. That's my comrade.
Comrade.
I'm comrade Joshua from Molodo.
You are
You're
welcome,
welcome, sir.
You know, the present day politicians, they are not less than bandits. They come to, to vandalize and to loot.
Dodo, please do call us back. We didn't get your complete reaction. Thank you very much. All right, keep it coming in. Let's hear from you this morning.
I think it's just trying to give an overview of the characteristics of our current crop of so-called politicians.
All right, I'm seeing stories here. In fact, I have 2-3 stories here that has to do with tax reform.
Okay.
This is a topic that we've been having to talk about in the newspapers almost every day. Now, we're seeing this again. An update on the issue. Tax reforms will stimulate local foreign investment, says President Bola Tinubu. The tax reform policies will attract local and foreign investment, President Bola Tinubu assured yesterday, still insisting on this tax reform. He said the reforms are fashioned to simplify tax regulations, offer incentives, and ensure a more transparent and predictable fiscal framework. They are tailored to phase out barriers to entry and support business growth, he said. And of course, he said a whole lot of other things. Now, another headline concerning the tax reform is Tax Reform Senate Plans Review as Customs and ASU fault provisions. Another headline concerning the tax reform says Reps Minister canvass tax exemption for PWDs, people living with disabilities. Okay, let me take the headlines together so that we can pick this call. Okay, I think he's dropped already. All right, so the tax reform, President Bola Tinubu is insisting, giving us reasons why we should all consider the tax reform.
Well, I am not fully convinced that tax reform, when passed, all the 4 bills will stimulate or will be the impetus or the good reason why the foreign direct investors will come to Nigeria. I disagree in a whole lot of ways. What will make them to come happen to be availability of energy. Security must be guaranteed. So once those 2 things are there, not only that, even our legal system are not so much favorable to them, and that is why most of them in their MOU with us, they want to choose that the arbitrator should be the international court in Hague. So they don't trust our legal system as well. So the ease of doing businesses in Nigeria they are so tedious and all that. So, but you see, if you now say that only tax regime should be narrowed down as the strong reason why investors will come to this country, I think we are missing out. It's a vague one. So, well, of course, yes, of course, it will work in a whole lot of ways. Tax reform, if you check out what the IMF chief in Nigeria, the World Bank chief in Nigeria, what he said that our economic reforms that was prescribed to them by the World Bank and IMF, that we missed out in the implementation. He said that they did not advise us to burden the people with taxes and all those something. That what they said, that the tax net should be widened, that the people that were not captured should be captured. And what we need to do essentially is to make sure that wastages You block wastages. 1. 2, even in the process of collecting tax, most of the money collected are lost in transit. They don't end up in the pocket of the federation. So all those things has to be addressed. Today, there are a lot of wastages.
All right.
A councillor, appointing up to about 100 special advisors. What are they advising? So
all right.
You need to know,
Let's
we are wasting
call.
taxpayers' money.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Calling from Apata.
It's good to have you.
I agree with the able analyst.
Thank you,
sir.
my prince. Good morning, sir.
That is bitter truth, sir. We must stop deceiving ourselves. Inviting foreign investors to Nigeria to come and do what? To come and establish their business where insecurity is the order of the day, where there is no maximum security. What are the measures they put in place before they go and invite investors? You can imagine the World Bank will be calling us that, oh, come and borrow. Can't we think?
And we still have borrowings to do.
Yes. Must
Because
we
I'm
have
seeing
to
it in the
borrow all the time
headlines.
before we can execute any project? Let the economic team of Mr. President do what is expected of them. And if they are not performing, he should change them. He needs to engage the expert, not his boys. When it comes to economy, you don't play politics with it. That's my observation. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Prince Bumi Adefusi. He mentioned borrowings earlier, and I said that we still want to borrow because according to this headline, the Punch newspaper, Nigeria's World Bank debt may hit $9.2 billion as federal government eyes 6 loans.
You see, there are various other ways apart from borrowing to finance, budgetary needs and capital projects. Yes, why not going partnership? Why not partnership? And that's why you have this PPP. You have 2 types of PPP.
Yes, somebody actually mentioned, stakeholder mentioned it.
Public-private partnership is there. So meaning that build, operate, and transfer. So, but there's another form of PPP which is private placement, program. Okay. PPP. Yes, meaning that the government should, maybe an asset will have to be blocked, and you issue a sovereign guarantee against that particular, security. So you give to them internationally. They go out there into the, into what you call capital market space and trade with that particular security. So which is money. So now when you trade with them, they will give you upfront certain percentage of the money you are going to need. So a whole lot of things are there. But of course, what we did, which was an error in this administration, was to use our major source of income, which is crude, as collateral for loan, security for loan. Oh, it's an error. It's like we are shooting ourselves in the leg. Now we don't have any other place to go to other than to keep taxing our people, other than to increasing levy, and making and thereby resulting into what you call increase in products in our markets today.
All right. You mentioned earlier that we need partnership, not loans. Somebody mentioned that's Ayinike Lokbobire, and he talked about the fact that Africa needs partnership, not loans, to tackle.
How about Nigeria? You need to narrow down to Nigeria.
All right.
Because under his watch, Lokbobire, under his watch, we use our crude as security for loan.
All right.
So why can't he just go for partnership?
Thank you very much. Let's go on Facebook because of time. On our Facebook page, I have this from Kolawole Adaramola. He says, going out en masse to vote will never guarantee the win of elections.
No, I disagree.
Came out en masse, but what became of it? Corruption will never allow all the RF and electronic voters registration to work. Politicians are cleverer. And despite that, the masses, they will sure maneuver their way or other way. All right, through the country into chaos. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kolawole Adaramola. He's also saying something else. He says, what is this noise about Abiola one, Abiola this, Abiola that? So IBB talking now is a crime, as he has not been talking before. Was the issue of June 12 not in question when Buhari was standing his second term? Has the presidency of Buhari not recognized Abiola's victory of June 12, making June 12 a democracy day? So what's all this noise? If IBB can be charged to court and prosecuted and jailed, then better for all our noises. But if not, what's the agitations about? Can he even be arrested, talk less of being prosecuted?
Who will do that?
Abiola's mandate has been recognized long